Hi guys, it's Eileen
and Wayne.
We're here again, and we're just really getting used to this system of YouTube. It's kind of exciting actually doing this because it's a way to reach out to other people that are retirees, and it doesn't just have to be retirees. It can be people who are in their 40s and 50s and they're thinking about, years to come and what it's going to be like for them in retirement. And we can only speak for ourselves and tell you that, we enjoy ourselves. We have a pretty good life. Life can be difficult at times because you may not have as much money as you would like. When we retired, we had both had government jobs, and they were good jobs. It was a good company that we were working for. But it came a time when there was movement within the company, and we had an opportunity to either stay on or go. And Wayne went much sooner than I did. I think he was mentioning, he's been gone 25 years now. And in my case, I think it's been about 13 or 14 years that I've been retired. But you get into a routine, and our routine is, a pretty comfortable one.
Certain things dominate your life. In our case, it's travel and it's exercise. The exercise is in the form of walking or playing tennis. For me, it's more tennis because Eileen likes to walk. I'm not as crazy about walking. If it's a new area, then walking it might be a little more special for me. But I'm not as enthused about getting up and walking around the same block a number of times. Although a lot of people turn it into a test, a grueling, sometimes grueling test they get for this point to that point in
Endurance.
5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, that sort of thing. We have people in our town that are so unique that they've written articles about them. There's one particular woman that must walk 15 miles a day, every single day, never misses a day.
There isn't a day.
Hot as can be. It was probably 100 last week before last, and 20 below in the winter, and she's still out there. It does not matter what it is. That's a dedicated person. That's somebody that still watches her time. So they're not casual people. She's someone that's looking for testing herself, I think, every day. I'm not like that, nor is Eileen. Although you sometimes are like that. You do.
I'll do, 14 or 15 kilometers, maybe twice or 3 times a week. But I can't do it every day. There's just too many other things going on. I'm usually busy at the computer because I'm writing books and things like that. That's one of the things I've gotten into since I've been retired, and I have written a number of books on just lots of things, but decluttering was one. I had a whole series on decluttering. I have about 5 books on that, and a number of other books. When my mom passed away in May of 24, I wrote some books in dedication to her.
That's another thing that ends up taking a lot of your time, and that is taking care of your parents and or grandparents, in this case parents. And my mother and father, Eileen's mother and father, we beat a steady path from here to Toronto and back 2 or 3 times a week. And even within the Niagara region where we are, back and forth from one end of Niagara to the other with a father and a mother. taking care of them, dealing with their issues,
Being caregivers.
and making arrangements to get them into the care system, which is probably a whole program on its own. How to use not to use, but to utilize something that you paid for many years, the CCAC, which deals with elderly parents or elderly people that are going to become infirmed, in most cases for life. So that's another big part. If you do have adult parents that are still around, it's something you need to really plan for.
Having to navigate and make the decision of, in our case, we had my mom living with us for a number of years, and I swore that she would never go into a home. She always said to me, please, please make sure I don't go into a home, and I would promise her. But then there came a point where it was just unmanageable for me. I just...
and me.
And Wayne too, of course, but I guess I'm thinking about the more female related things that you have to do as a caregiver, and it was very, very difficult on your own. And
not only that, but your mother developed a situation whereby she had urinary tract issues and had to have a stent replaced
every 3 months.
Every 3 months, which
4 years from the time I think she was 78.
She was getting up there, and that preparation just for that, before and after the surgery, was a lot of work.
Yeah, and it was hard on her. It was really hard on her because the older she got, the more scared she became going into the hospital for any kind of surgery. But she did that for every 3 months, and she was 78 right up until her passing, and she was 95 when she left us. So there's a lot of things like that of course took up a lot of time in the early part of our retirement.
It's major time.
Going back and forth, for doctor's visits or hospital visits, but we don't want this channel to sound like doom and gloom. It's not, that's for sure. There's so many...
You do what you have to do.
You just, that's what we're trying to say, is that it's all not, tiptoe through the flowers, right? It's there's some tough work that's involved when there are parents involved, but what you would do to have them back is there are no words for that. But in any case, now it's a different kind of retirement for us because both Wayne and I no longer have our parents, and we are just happy living our lives. And the other thing is we go to Mass on a Sunday, because not long ago Wayne decided out of the blue, he just told me that he was going to convert to Catholicism, which was quite a decision, wasn't it, for you?
Yeah, it was. It was very enlightening. I'm afraid the poor priest that had to deal with me, because I had so many questions and history issues to deal with in terms of Catholicism, I found it absolutely fascinating. And I was christened and baptized a year and a half ago.
Along with a baby that was...
Along with a baby, yeah.
There was a baby there. Several adults, but, a few anyway. There was about...
And the baby's mother, wasn't it?
5 or 6, and then this little baby Vincenzo. Beautiful little boy. He went through the baptism as well, and when Father dunked him in the water, he just came up, roared laughing.
Yeah, as did everyone else. So.
Yeah. Anyways,
well, now you're up to our Catholicism, and we should leave it there.
Yeah, leave it for now. We'll be back again, guys. Thank you I hope you found this somewhat interesting, and please, if you did like this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we've got lots more to come.
Thanks, folks. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.